Maya had always been praised for being easy to get along with. Her friends loved how she could laugh with the loud ones, sit quietly with the shy ones, and debate passionately with the bold ones. Her boss valued how she could switch tones in meetings, fitting perfectly into every room. At work, she was a perfect employee. When her boss stayed late, she stayed later, smiling as though she didn't have her own life waiting outside the office. "Maya, you're such a team player," they would say, while the others quietly slipped out the door 5. She told herself she didn't mind, even when her dinner went cold on the kitchen counter. With her friends, she was a peacekeeper. If 2 of them argued, she became the bridge, smoothing over every conflict, even when she secretly agreed with one side. When they picked restaurants, she always said, "I'm fine with anything," even if she hated the food. When they asked for favors, rides, money, time, she gave, even when she had none to spare. And when she was exhausted, she still showed up, laughing a little louder than everyone else, so no one would know she didn't want to be there. In her family, she was a dutiful daughter. Her parents leaned on her to run errands for them, to check in on relatives, to help her younger siblings. Because she is the responsible one, Maya swallowed her frustration, because saying no felt like betrayal. When her cousins called her only when they needed help moving, she went. When her aunt guilt-tripped her into lending money she barely had, she handed it over, pretending it was nothing. And in love, she became whoever her partner wanted. If he loved football, suddenly she did too. If he wanted silence, she kept her thoughts tucked away. If he demanded more, she gave until she felt emptied. And when he overlooked her needs, she told herself, "At least I'm keeping him happy." The truth was, Maya was exhausted. But exhaustion was easier than rejection. To Maya, it was survival. As a child, she figured out that keeping everyone else comfortable was the fastest way to avoid conflict and earn approval. Over the years, it became second nature. Whoever she was with, Maya would mirror their energy, reflect their mood, echo their words. She had trained herself so well that people stopped asking her what she wanted. They simply assumed she would bend, because she always did. But when she went home at night, silence pressed in. The moment the mask slipped away, she felt hollow. If she wasn't making someone else comfortable, if she wasn't adjusting to their expectations, who was she? One night, after yet another dinner where she nodded and smiled through conversations she didn't care about, Maya stared at her reflection in the bathroom mirror. Her face looked familiar but strange, like a portrait painted by too many artists with clashing styles. She whispered out loud, "What do I actually like? What I believe." The silence that followed was terrifying. That was the first time she admitted it. She didn't know herself, and the world had figured out her secret. Maya's need for approval was stronger than her need for boundaries, and they used it against her to always get what they want. Piece by piece, she was being drained, until one night she caught herself wondering, if I disappeared tomorrow, would anyone even notice? Or would they just miss what I did for them? And that was the thought that stuck.